Have you ever felt betrayed by someone you trusted? Have you ever had a dream snatched away from you just as it was beginning to take shape? Our story begins with a young man named Joseph, a dreamer with a coat of many colors and a destiny far greater than he could ever imagine. But his journey wasn't straight to the palace. It started in a pit. The Bible tells us in Genesis, "So they took him and threw him into a pit. The pit was empty. There was no water in it." Genesis 37:24. In an act of jealousy and rage, Joseph's own brothers betrayed him, selling him into slavery for 20 pieces of silver. Imagine the pain, the feeling of being abandoned by your own family, with your dreams turning into dust. Joseph was taken to Egypt, far from home, with no hope in sight. But even in this dark pit, God was still at work. In Egypt, Joseph's faithfulness shone brightly. He rose to a position of authority in the house of an official named Potiphar. But just as he found his footing, another trial came. He was falsely accused and thrown into prison. It seemed like his life was an endless series of setbacks. Yet, Joseph held on to his faith. He continued to serve with integrity, even in the darkness of the dungeon. God was with him, and the scripture confirms this. But while Joseph was there in the prison, the Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden. Genesis 39:20-21. His unwavering faith wasn't about his circumstances. It was about his trust in God's presence. Years passed, and through a divine turn of events, interpreting a dream for Pharaoh, Joseph was raised from the prison to the palace, becoming the second most powerful man in all of Egypt. Now here's the most powerful part of the story. Joseph could have sought revenge, but instead, he offered them forgiveness. When his very own brothers came to Egypt for food during a famine, they knelt before him, not knowing who he was. "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Joseph saw beyond his pain and recognized that God had a greater purpose for his suffering. He spoke these incredible words, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Genesis 50:20. The very things meant to destroy you can be used by God to bring about an incredible redemption and purpose. So whatever pit you find yourself in, remember that your story isn't over. God can take your pain and turn it into your purpose. If this story inspired you, please like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, share. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another inspiring story.